are today with another installment of the Municipal and County Solutions Institute Strong Community Solutions. And here we're talking to Findlay, Ohio Mayor Christina Muryn. Christina, good to see you. Things look like the weather's normal there in Findlay.
Yeah, it's beautiful, Ben. I think you should maybe make the title of this session a little shorter. That seems like a really great tongue twister to start off with. Please don't ask me to say it.
We are here today, Christina, talking about an issue that is percolating in every community across the country, the influx of migrants. And specifically, we'll be talking about kind of your experiences, your learnings, your wisdom there in Findlay and Hancock County, Ohio. But first, for folks who don't know you, and a lot of folks on the mayoral circuit, both Republican and Democrat, Independent, and Unicorn, know who you are because you've been such a strong leader coming from Ohio. But tell us a little bit about Findlay and about yourself.
Perfect. Well, Findlay, Ohio is about 40,000 population in Northwest Ohio, located right on I-75. We have a very strong manufacturing presence. We have a very strong agricultural community within our region. And we also have a very strong white collar presence with a lot of tier 2 automotive suppliers, Japanese businesses, some international businesses from Germany and Italy and Brazil, as well as the world headquarters of Marathon Petroleum Corporation. We also have one of the Cooper Tire that used to be the North American headquarters, now one of their leading plants for light truck tires. So a very diverse community. We have an independent nonprofit hospital as well as a independent nonprofit university. So a great community that has small town character and charm, but bigger city amenities and great access to even larger communities. We're about 100 miles from Detroit, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, and Fort Wayne. So a lot of access. Nobody ever knows which sports team you're going to be rooting for because we've got Bengals, Lions, Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger's from Findlay, so we got a lot of Steelers fans and then Browns fans. So we never know quite who people are rooting for.
You've got a lot of flags in your community supporting the teams. I got you. I understand. Okay, well, that's a great table set for where we are. So there's a lot of communities across the country may not have that athletic diversity necessarily, but you have a lot of the same challenges. So whether you're in Findlay or in Miami or New York or Los Angeles or Fort Worth or Spokane, all those communities have something in common, which is the topic of this conversation is the influx of migrants coming into the United States and where and how they're landing in these various communities. My first question, let me jump off with, what is your understanding, just from the Findlay, Ohio perspective, what is your read on why this is happening outside of the U.S. And how folks are arriving in Findlay in, other communities all across the country, regardless of the size?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And certainly there's a lot of turmoil that's happening around the world. And when we look at countries trying to come out of COVID, a lot of them do not have the robust economy necessary to rebound. Our population that we're seeing with immigrants is primarily Haitian. And Haiti certainly has been an impoverished country for many years. And really, the gangs have overthrown the government. And so that's really leading to a lot of the migration that we're seeing is, folks looking for opportunity. And that's something that the United States should be proud of. We still are seen as the land of opportunity, and we have a strong economy and, all of these different opportunities that people see. But it's also very complex because, at the local level, the federal policies are, out of date and have not really equipped our systems to be able to appropriately manage the influx of immigrants coming in, whether it is through work visas, education visas, asylum seekers, refugee, when we look at Ukrainian individuals coming to our country or Israeli or Palestinian individuals, and then certainly Haiti and South America is struggling as well. One of the big things that we're seeing right now is the temporary protected status. And those are those individuals that their country's in turmoil right now, and the US federal government has said you can temporarily seek refuge in the United States and be able to work here and live here while your country kind of sorts itself out. That does not have a pathway to long-term citizenship. It truly is temporary, where they would have to go back and kind of start the visa process. And right now, that's not clear how it will be handled. So it definitely is putting a strain on our community, and it's very challenging, especially when it's primarily, out of my hands. I don't have control over these folks, and because they do have legal status coming to our community, we're not really able to say, no, you can't come here. We've been fortunate. We're not having busloads of people brought in. We have folks that are kind of migrating up because they've been in, the border communities and are looking for something different and are looking for jobs and a quieter community. And that's really why we are seeing a growth in the Findlay Hancock County community and really across the state of Ohio.
That's a really good answer, and that's a very challenging um, setup that you've got there. So you have failure of economic opportunity, you have failure of safety for folks, and then so that's on the incoming side, and then when you arrive, as you just very succinctly pointed out, there are challenges on the processes so that folks can come in. So we've got some antiquated systems here, and that's not the purpose of this conversation. But for awareness' sake, it's not a simple binary flip this switch and everything's well. This is a long term. This has been a problem that's been percolating for some
Definitely.
time, more than pre-COVID.